G'day and welcome to the weekly video blog. This is Adam Macdougall, I'm Tomo. This week we're talking metabolism. First up, what is metabolism?
Well, your metabolism is basically the amount of energy that your body burns just by surviving. So basically how much energy you burn while you're sitting here breathing and regulating your normal bodily functions.
So the better your metabolism is, the more fat you're going to burn?
Of course, you know, a lot of people think that the only way that you can burn fat is through exercise and what you eat. But in fact, nearly 75% of the calories you burn every day, you just burn by sitting down, breathing and functioning and surviving. So it's a huge amount of calories.
So it'd be good to be able to boost it. Have you got some tips on how we can do that?
Yeah, well, the 5 tips to boost your metabolism are, first tip is build muscle. So if you've got muscle, you're going to obviously burn a lot more calories than if you don't. Because muscle is a living organism which requires more energy, and in fact muscle actually burns 8 times more calories than a fat cell.
Right.
So when you're sitting on the lounge watching the footy, if you're sitting there with a bit more muscle on your body, you're going to be burning a lot more calories than if you're sitting there just with a fat gut.
Yeah, and you can't do that with the schooner guys.
Can't do that. Oh well,
schooner curls?
Schooner curls will give you a big biceps, so they won't get you the girls.
Okay, Dukes, what's tip number 2?
Tip number 2, mate, is not stressing. I know that you know, stress is a bad thing. It made all my hair fall out, boys. So no, not stressing is a huge thing because stress obviously releases a number of hormones, namely cortisol. Unfortunately, our bodies now in today's society doesn't know the difference between being chased by a dinosaur or just getting cranky when you're cut off in traffic, which releases cortisol. And that was a mechanism that was designed to make us survive back in the day, but now it doesn't serve us very well. So stress now has become insidious, and as a result of that, stress also makes you store body fat, and body fat namely around your gut. So do not stress, because the gut fat, as we know, is the most dangerous type of fat, and it comes from stressing.
Easier said than done. Number 3.
Yep, number 3 is making sure that you eat foods that are what we call thermogenic. So foods that are thermogenic are foods that burn calories to digest, such as protein. Protein is very thermogenic. You basically burn 30% of the protein you eat just to digest it. Whereas carbohydrates, you only burn about 5% of the calories in carbohydrates.
Yeah, right.
Plus you release insulin, which we know is a fat storing hormone. So if you're going to eat more protein, more vegetables and more salads, you'll definitely burn more calories just trying to digest them foods.
Another tip?
Another tip is obviously exercising in the morning though. They've proven now that if you exercise in the morning, you actually raise your base metabolic metabolism by up to 10%, which is a huge amount, guys. So just by getting up, learning to move on a bit of an empty stomach, and not using that breakfast cereal in the morning as your energy to do your workout or your crappy bit of toast, making sure that you move on a bit of an empty stomach in the morning, fire your metabolism up for the day ahead and fire yourself up for the day as well.
And Dukes, finally, number 5?
Yeah, and finally number 5 is, we touched upon it briefly before, but eating smaller, more frequent meals, because every time that you eat, your body has to work overtime to digest that food, so it raises your core body temperature, which actually makes you burn more calories. So yeah, that's another tip in itself as well, is that the higher your core body temperature, so staying warm, you'll burn more calories because your metabolism will actually have to work harder.
Burning calories without having to do a lot. Sounds like a winner. That's it for this week. We'll see you next time.